All right. I think we will just dive in. So basically, boys, like I want to give you a bit of context to this first, to why I'm sort of like thinking about this idea, right? But basically, I closed deals for a really, really long time, right? Like I took a lot of sales calls. I spoke to a lot of people. And to put it quite frank, I had a lot of really, really shit months, like really bad ones. I also had a lot of really shit months when I was trying to build my own agency, right? And I think, there's not that many of us in the community, right? And I'm obviously aware when I see deals come in and it's been a little bit of a dry spell, and Leo sort of mentioned it yesterday, it's a little bit of a dry spell. And I started to think about the times after that call and the advice that I could give you. Now, I know there is no mindset module in the course, right? But sales mindset is just the ability to stay as consistently level-headed as possible for as long as possible. Okay, that is all you have to do. And when I was in some of my dry spells, it feels like there is nothing else that you can do. Like the world is coming crashing down on top of you, and everything you say and everything that you do is wrong, right? And that energy directly affects exactly how you perform on that next call. So if you let that get to you, you will ruin more calls after that. It only takes one call to put you on this downward spiral of being in like a slump. And it's the same as business. But all of that being said, the thing that you need to hold so close to you is that it only takes one, okay? And obviously, as we saw, Leo yesterday, we literally had a call yesterday. I'm going to paint the context for everyone who wasn't there. We had a call yesterday and Leo's telling me that he might have to get a job to fulfill his financial obligations to his softwares and not be absolutely broke because the agency isn't making money. That same day yesterday, I was thinking about stopping posting on Instagram because none of my reels were getting more than 150 views. And I woke up this morning and my reel has got 25,000 views, 1,000 likes, and Leo got a deal. And all of this to say is just takes one, just one, to change everything. And I think like it was like the perfect microcosm and just the perfect example. And I see it's happened to me a lot of times. It's happened to me plenty of times where I've been last on the leaderboard and it looks like I might be on a PIP, a performance improvement plan, about to get fired, and 2 PIFs have come through. I'm sort of used to this cycle, but the first one always feels the best. So I want you guys to use this example for the rest of your sales career. It just takes one call, one post, one whatever. And the funny thing about it is, for me, the 50 posts I made before the one that blew up yesterday, the 60 calls that Leo took over the last month, they are more important than the one that you close or the one that blows up. So when you're in the slump, you need to remember that these are the important calls. That's it. And really all of our businesses depend solely on our ability to close deals, especially where we are right now. All of us, myself included. We aren't worried about scaling service delivery or even getting people very good results. That comes next. Your sole job is to close deals. So you guys are basically sales reps, right? Like when you have lots of calls, this stuff becomes a little bit more relevant, but I want to make it really clear. You guys are sales reps. So you're going to have the emotions of salespeople times by 10 because it's your own business and you have all these other things to do. So I just want you guys to like, no matter if you stay in this community for another month, for 10 years, whatever, I want you to really just hold this belief very, very close. It just takes one, right? And the more that you put out there, I will use me as an example. I literally spoke to my mum on Friday in 2023 about literally I was like, Mum, I think I'm going to call it quits and come home. And the very next day I got the message from Charlie. He's like, hey, I want you to work for me. It's just, you have to believe that the next one is going to be the one that makes you rich. Because if you always believe that, you will always carry the right energy on your sales calls. I think Artem as well, for you, man, I was trying to think about what can I say to get you out of the slump? You have to believe this. That next call is going to be a piff and it's going to set me up to be rich. And if it isn't, then the next one is. And you just chase that next one and you always have that positive energy. And if you can do that, you will be successful. Because the only thing that kept me at Easy Grow for 2 years, and there's only been one other person who lasted longer than me. And that person probably holds a very similar belief that I do. And everyone else lasted less than a year. The one thing that kept me there for that amount of time, because it was a hard offer and it was very inconsistent, was just this belief. It's like next call, next week, next month is going to be my one. As soon as you lose that, you lose everything. You'll lose your business, you'll lose the motivation, you'll end up where you don't want to be. I truly believe that every single thing that I do, whether it's YouTube video, content, sales call, a new business idea, to be honest, boys, none of them have really worked. Like, sure, like whatever, I close for chat, but like I want to be worth $100 million. So by where I want to be, I'm failing. But in my head, the next one's going to be the one that gets me there. Right? And I just think like, I don't know. I just think it's really, really important. And I don't have a mindset module in the course, right? Maybe I should make one. But I think like, and I don't want you to conflate this with hope, because hope will kill you faster than pessimism. I don't know if you've ever read the book by Viktor Frankl called Man Searches for Meaning. It's a story of a Jewish man, a Jewish psychologist, right? And he's obviously in Auschwitz, in a concentration camp, right? And he basically studies people. And the first people to die are the people with hope. Oh, we're going to get out by Christmas. Christmas comes and they're not out. We're going to get out by Easter. Easter comes and they're not out. They give up hope and they die. The next are the pessimists. It's like, oh, we're never going to get out of here. It's that self-fulfilling prophecy, and then they eventually do. Then they eventually die because they don't. It's the people who can stay the most level-headed, but when the opportunity is presented to them to excel, they stay the same. Nothing changes. You do the process every time. You follow the script. You have the energy like this is the one that's going to get you out. And if it isn't, your emotions don't change. Right? This is the thing. And I think like salespeople in general, emotions have killed more salespeople than skill set. More business owners, more agency owners, more entrepreneurs. Myself, like when I went back, actually, I got taken off the calendar. Let's not forget that at Easy Grow. And I've told this story before, but I went back and my job was to call all the old leads and all the old appointments that actually never closed for all the reps. And I've told this before, but basically I was calling people and I was tracking pickup rates and all these metrics. And after about 80 calls or whatever, I started to get people, and this is like within six months since they had their call, not years, months. And I was tracking all these metrics and everyone was just telling me they'd quit. So I started tracking this metric. How many people had quit in the 6 months since they had a call with Easy Grow to potentially change their life? And it was like 85%, might have even been higher. Right? Like in this game, everybody quits. You don't have to beat everyone. You have to beat a very, very, very small percentage of people if you can just last longer than 6 months. And after a year, I'm telling you, it goes down even more. So you just have to stick in the game long enough and believe that the next decision you make, the next call you have, the next ad you post is going to be the one that makes you rich. And if it doesn't, well, it's the next one. And you just keep that mindset, no matter what you have to do, you do it. And I've seen it so regularly firsthand, and I've been through it myself. And fuck, there's been many times I've wanted to quit and go home. It'd be so much easier, right? But that's the only time. You're not defined by your failures. You're defined by what you do after it. So if you fail, it's what you do next that represents who you are as a person. And I think sales is the perfect microcosm of that, and human nature and how we all emotionally react to hardship, because it's so visceral. You're getting rejected day in, day out, constantly, especially when you're selling for yourself, right? So if you can't compartmentalize that and you let it tear you apart, it will tear you apart and you will eat yourself from the inside. And it's just like, it's exactly how it is. Nothing works until something does, right? And sales is the perfect example and the perfect environment to see that, you know? You have to just keep doing the reps, you know? Literally, it's literally that. And I'm obviously very acutely aware of how all of you guys are doing, even if I'm not checking in every single day. Like, I can tell, because if you're doing well, you'd tell me about it. You can't be efficient if you've never been inefficient. This is like not how the world fucking works. I don't know if you've ever seen that photo of the SpaceX rocket from Elon Musk with their first iteration of the engine and their like 10th or whatever. It's like half the size, right? Like build ugly. It's like take it from the tech world. You build ugly, you get an MVP, and then you improve, right? So like all you guys, you know, it's like, this is why sales and these sort of things, like, it's a fickle it's a fickle thing, because it just takes a lot of time. So if you're not booking calls every single day, like, you shouldn't, I've said this a million times, but you shouldn't judge yourself on how long you've been in this program, or how many programs you've been in, or how many YouTube videos, or how many role plays you've done. You shouldn't judge yourself on those hours. You should judge yourself on the hours you've spent on call. On call time is more important than anything, right? So if you've done 10 sales calls, you've done 10 hours. Talk to me when you get to thousands of hours. Like, I legitimately think I've probably spent nearly 4,000 hours on sales calls at this point. That's a long fucking time. And then if you take into the coaching calls, if you consider that some sort of like sales stimulus, it's a long time, right? So you need to judge yourself by that. And I think, you know, that's why this is the most important skill, because you can't just learn it. It's not like ads. It's not like fucking ads or outreach where you just like, you do a button and it's like, sick. You know, every person's different. Every call's different. You've got unique challenges. I feel like every other day I'm like, fuck, this is a unique scenario. Because it's true, they are, right? You can't put a pattern and you can't put a structure. We do our very best on a human interaction. Prospects are fucking weird. For some reason, we always get the weirdest people that have ever existed in the fucking planet. I don't know. It's like, I don't know how it works. It's every person I spoke to at EasyGrow was a weirdo. It's like, there can't be that many of them, right? Maybe we're just all fucking weird. Who knows? But yeah. So you got to have those shitty ones, and you just got to do it long enough to have the really, really good ones, you know? And I think that kind of like mentality will just keep you in this game forever. For real, I think I collected in January 2024, I was top of the leaderboard, won like 7K in bonuses, because I did 6K and a 1K, because we'd have bonuses. I think I did like nearly 100 or about 100K cash collected, and I only worked like, I think we had a week off because we came back as well. So it was maybe like 22 days of the month or whatever. And the next month, I went 2 weeks without a deal. And then the second 2 weeks of Feb, I did 80K cash collected. Yeah. It's just like, if I just now years before that, I would have, or even months before that, I would have let it destroy me, and I would have done no cash collected in Feb, right? But it's just that like, it's all right, I'll get the call. It'll come. It will come. It will come. The one thing you cannot change is the process. I will never, no one will ever be better than the process. That's why it's the fucking process. No one has got more charisma and is better at sales than the process. I actually don't even care if you're thinking about this process or straight line selling or whatever. Just the process that you use is better than you every single time. So if you can stick to that, that's why it's nice to have a process and be a process-driven salesperson. Because if you are, then you allow yourself to have something to fall back on. So when you're struggling, you need to follow the process more closely than ever. Right? Do not, just because you're not closing deals, I'm sure, Leo, you probably had the pull potentially. It's like, oh, maybe I should just maybe I should just try something a bit different or do something a little bit different, or maybe I should try this question here. It's like, no. If it's closed one person, and Adam, I'm kind of looking at you because I think this goes in your head a lot. If you've closed one person that way, you can close many, right? And it's really just like whatever it is, cold calling, sales calls, whatever. If it's worked once, it will work again, right? And you'll get better at it over time the more you do it. That's a really good point actually that you bring up in terms of, I had probably when Branka first joined, so like I wasn't like, I guess didn't have like I never learned sales through like a course. I never invested in sales training. Maybe silly, I don't know. I had Easy Grow because of Charlie and I thought that was the be all end all, and then we got Branka, right? So I never had a course to like learn from and go back to. And when Branka joined, he would post all the recordings, right? And there was probably about 6 recordings that had the foundations of all of this stuff that he taught us. And I just saved them. And if I ever got into a slump, I'd go back and listen to them. I think I've told you guys this before, but every single reframe that I'd ever had at Easy Grow, I voice memoed myself and I recorded it and I would listen to them on repeat at the gym. That like no music, just my voice being like, so I guess like, do you feel like your past perspective might be shaping your decision-making process? Are you like just on repeat, right? And it's like, that's how you almost condition your brain. Or like calls that I've closed, I would put them on my phone, listen to them at the gym, like full calls to get myself in that mindset of like, I'm a closer. Like the next call is going to be this deal. And you just need to just kind of like condition yourself to accept that they will be easy, you know?
Mm-hmm. So were you almost like role playing with yourself with those voice recordings? Or?
No, not even. Just fully just reading the script. Just like directly reading the scripts and just like listening, so I would learn the scripts off by heart. You know, that we all make decisions based on our perspective. Are you 100% happy with the business? Do you feel like your past experience? It's just like I'll never not know those things ever again. You know, even if I wanted to, I'll never forget them, right? And I think like that's really comforting, because when you get on a call like Fred's and you have a psycho, but this is how you take like no chance of closing someone to a closed deal that you go, holy fuck, how did I get that done? Right? When you get on a call and they're really hard in discovery, but you deal with it because you know where to go. You pitch them, they go through objection handling, you're objection handling them, and they're throwing everything at you. They're getting upset, they're getting angry. Their heart rate's at 160 and you're at 80, 90 beats a minute. You're just at rest, right? It's just like you just know where to go. And then at the end of the call, I mean, a lot of the time they're like, oh wow, I never thought I was going to buy today. Oh, you should close for me. If I had $1 for every time that happened, right? Especially with the older business owners. Because the people you're speaking to, they want to change. It's your job. No, it's your responsibility to be good enough to help them make the change. Like, just let's not think about service delivery for a second, all right? You can learn that stuff, right? But they're either going to go with you or someone else, right? Or no one. Worst case scenario, they do nothing. Right? And if, obviously selling courses, you can carry this belief a little bit more closely because it's true, but it's the same with this. It doesn't matter. B2B, B2C, people come to you to solve a problem, to make an impact in their life. So you have an actual responsibility to be good at sales so you can close that deal. Because if you don't, who knows what's going to happen to them? And I think Adam, man, like for you, maybe that might potentially help with the slump that you're going through. Like these detailers, man, they might be dumb, they might be annoying, they might be stupid. And I know how it feels to sell to people that are like that, right? Because I sold to guys like you and you're all fucking retarded. No, I'm joking, right? Like you deal with this stuff all the time. Those detailers, they might drive you up a wall, but they're probably people who have no other option. They don't go to university. They don't want to, it's either detailing or construction, blowing their back out, carrying concrete for the rest of their lives. their job as a detailer doing window tints and car cleaning for the rest of their life on their hands and knees in the middle of summer, unless you can close them and actually give a shit about them enough to close that deal. If you don't care about them and you don't close, you're basically allowing them to live a shitty version of their life, right? And I think like that's, you know, it's funny. I always sort of think like that. I'm like, oh, I never really learned that much from Charlie, but that's such bullshit. This is why Charlie Morgan is successful. Regardless of anything else that he may or may not do or be like, the one reason that he is so successful is because he truly believes that if someone does his thing, they will be better off. And not just a little bit, but significantly better off. Regardless of if Easy Grow is good or not, he believes it. And if he believes it, I believed it. We all believed it as closers, and we made a shitload of fucking money there. We made him a shitload of fucking money, but we also made a lot of other people a lot of money. Yeah, we also made a lot of other people no money and actually took money from them. And you're probably asking me like, well, you're probably thinking, well, how do you reconcile everything I've just said with the fact that 85% of these people are going to fail? The way that I like to think about it is this, and you can carry this as well.
85%.
Yeah, like absolutely. Most of them. Info in general has a 15% success rate. The entire info space. Every course that you know, on average, is 15% success rate, right? And I actually saw it the other day. Pardon?
He was lying about the 99% success rate.
Oh, yeah,
And that's refund rate.
Yeah, so it's not that he was lying. Fuck, all right, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but we'll get those details are irrelevant for now. But
Okay.
in terms of, so like, how do you reconcile that? What you guys all just said, that the marketing says that 99% of people succeed, right? But in reality, 15% of people actually do. You reconcile it like this. You have to allow that person to give themselves the best opportunity to succeed. And categorically, doing nothing is the wrong decision. Even if you do something in the wrong direction and it's the wrong thing to do, it is still better than doing nothing. No matter what it is. Like, you can literally, I mean, besides like fucking crack, but like literally anything. When it comes to development and education and investing in something, whether it's marketing services, whatever, when you're sitting down with a prospect, them saying yes outweighs them saying no, even if you get them terrible results, because they will learn a lesson and they will figure out a new path and they will keep going. If they do nothing, they will stay stuck in their fail forward. They will stay stuck in their negative mindset and they will never change, because the more times someone says no, the longer they will say no for. It's like, again, self-fulfilling prophecy. This is how humans work. We get comfortable saying no. If they say yes once to you and Artem, again, I'll come back to you, like when you had your agency, you felt bad because you weren't getting people results. They said yes to you, even though you got them bad results. And this goes for everyone with a burnt in the past objection. Even though you got them bad results, they will still look for another agency because they said yes once, so they know they can say yes again. So if someone comes onto a call with you and they've been burnt by 7 agencies, that is the most pliable person. It's very counterintuitive. You think this person's been burnt 7 times, they're never going to say yes again. Why the fuck are they on the call? Actually, that person has said yes 7 times, so they're much more likely to say yes the 8th time than someone is to say yes the first time. Like, this is what you have to believe, right? And their standard is lower. Yeah, you might have a better chance of getting them better results as well. If they've been burnt 7 times, you might just have to do a little bit to be the best one they've ever done, right? You need to find these little things to keep you going, because this shit is a slog. I made a reel about this today and I wrote this in my journal this morning. This is kind of on the top of my head. So buying Easy Grow was a horrible experience for me. It was a horrible experience. The pain, the nerves that I had on that sales call, the fact that I wasn't even going to show up, right? And that feeling that I had right before I clicked buy, 15,000 Australian dollars. I had just moved to Berlin like 3 or 4 days earlier. That's all the money I had. That feeling, I never hope to ever feel that ever again, right? However, I could not be more proud of the person who did that, because that version of me did something that no other version of me was able to do. Take aggressive, unrelenting action, no matter the consequences. And I will be honest, I thought I was gonna hit 10K in a month. I never, ever hit 10K with my agency. I didn't even get close. I booked like 2 appointments in 3 months at Easy Grow. My fault, not the program's fault. My fault. I was doing the wrong stuff, right? And the lesson that I've learned from this is that taking massive action, regardless of the outcome, is the only way to win, right? So for you, Adrian, you still haven't hit the number, but you didn't get a job.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I got the closing role. If I'd never, let's just pretend I didn't show up to that call, right? And I missed the call and I just kept working at my agency myself and I slowly bleeded away my savings. I would be back in Australia, probably working at my parents' business still. Probably running it by now. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I did something and I failed at that thing and I'm in a better off position because of it, right? So this is what the reality is for your prospects. So if you've never been a prospect, so for the guys who have bought Easy Grow and failed, good. Best thing that could have ever fucking happened to you. Because the guys that buy and succeed, 10K, 15K, and then never hear from them again, right? The quick success is the enemy, right? I listened to Mosey the other day. It took him 5 years to make his first 100K, like in the bank account, like have money. 5 years, right? Like it just takes time. And it just takes the constant belief that the next year or the next day will be the one. And it doesn't really matter how long it takes, genuinely. So every single sales call, I just want you to picture me screaming at you. This is the one. This is the call. Holy shit, I'm so fucking lucky. This is the call that's going to change my life. And if it doesn't, the next call is going to change my life. And you just do that until it does. Because eventually it will. Right? Like literally I remember the exact day that I went from pretty much about to be fired. I closed 3 deals back to back. So I did 4K or less, probably 3K comms in November 2023. I did 21K comms in January 2024. I told you guys this the other day. I had this one day where I spoke to a guy from France, I can't remember their names, a guy from the UK, some other guy. But I had 3 calls back to back, right? Like I was fully booked. Boom, boom, boom. 3 deals within an hour. And like not like low payment plans, like full pay, half pay, 75% payment plan. I'd never closed more than 4 deals in a month. And everything changed. I told you guys, right? And then I had that call with this kid, Pharaoh, or whatever his name was. And I started to get the reframes. And I had that call with Pero. Still, I think I have these recordings somewhere. And I spent an hour and a half. And he's like, I just need to think about it. And eventually I got him and he says he's going to buy. And he goes, oh man, like why was I even trying to think about this? What I was being so weird. Of course I should buy right now. And it was just like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. Oh, okay, cool. I'm never going to go hungry ever again. I can do this now. That's all it takes. Yes, Leo.
Would you potentially have any like call recordings that you could like post or give us so we can kind of look?
I've only got a couple and they're already on my YouTube, but I wasn't allowed to, obviously. I mean, it's like, you're not allowed to take your calls, but I snuck out with a few. So I can.
There's 2 on your channel. I've watched them ones.
Yeah, those. Well, yeah. I can probably go on. Maybe I think I have one more. But yeah, I'm not actually. I'm lucky that no one actually said anything about the ones I put on my YouTube. To be honest, I'm not allowed to do that. Like that's like I signed an NDA.
Even if you distort the voice and blur the face.
No, but I signed an NDA at EasyGrow. Like, I was not allowed to, like, that's their property, you know? Like, I could get fucked, but Charlie doesn't watch YouTube, so it doesn't matter. So I can give you those calls again if you want, like, to go through them in your own time and, like, look at the full calls.
Yeah, I'd also be interested.
Yeah, I can chat them up. One of them was, the one with Steve's really good, more experienced guy, had no idea who we were, partner objection. I'll post them in the community straight after this call so you guys can watch them. And the one with Min was pretty fun. He had no money, right? Like he was broke. Like he couldn't even afford the lowest payment plan, but I took every dollar he had on the call and then he paid the rest the next day. He did really well as well, right? And this is the thing. Like again, that call, what's my mindset? It's like this guy he's in Colombia. His name was Min, he was American. He's in Colombia, struggling. Like he had like $1,400 left to his name. And the lowest payment plan was $1,600. You can check on the call. I can't remember exactly, but it was like, maybe it was 2.4 and he had 2K. He didn't have enough money. He sold shares, right? And I took every cent he had. And then he sold shares and cleared the rest the next day. And he succeeded. And if he didn't succeed, well, the worst case scenario would have happened that was already going to happen, which was him going back to America. It just would have happened a few days earlier. It's like if you don't buy, the worst case scenario will happen. If you do buy and it fails, the worst case scenario is going to happen just a little bit quicker. Good, put you out of your fucking misery. Or you succeed. This is like reframes are just mindset shifts. They're just this. Start preaching at your fucking clients if you have to. I've closed many deals screaming at this screen. Why do you think I'm so good at it? Like I've been going nuts for 40 minutes because I've done this a million times. You need to know how to sell. Sell the outcome. Sell yourself. Sell the change. Sell. This is Adrian. This is going to get you to 10K. I swear on my life. I bet Miles said that to you, right?
What exactly?
Like he's like, Adrian, you're gonna hit 10K in the next 30 days. Yeah. I know it. Don't even worry about the next payment plan. Don't worry about it. We'll delay it. You'll be fine. You know, this is exactly it, right? And I think I want to give all of you guys a little bit more permission to sell. I know I've said this a few times, but I think, and I'll go back to my like journey as a salesperson. So like when in 2023, we didn't have this framework. We just had the only sales training I did when I joined EasyGrow was I watched every single past call. Like I watched like 15 past calls and I was given a script. Oh, and I watched the EasyGrow sales module. We all know how bad that is, right? But the one thing that I was told to do is once you drop price, conviction is the only thing that matters. Right? So none of this fancy shit that you guys know now. Just, Louis, just sell. Just, they are going to get results. Right? And I did that day in, day out for 6 months. And the funny thing is that conviction by itself does not work. Right? But when I got the process, this is why the rise was so exponential. Because as soon as the process is easy, you learn it, you get the script, you understand it, you put the boxes, boom, 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 money, time, partner. Now we're in fear, reframe. But the thing that I think maybe you guys are missing, and this is on me as well, is you need to fucking sell. John, honestly, look, let's just take a big step back, John. Like, look, I know we've had this conversation. I know we sort of mentioned you don't want to let things get in the way, past decision, all that sort of stuff. But John, I truly believe that I can get you to 150K a month. There is no doubt in my mind that I will get you there. You just need to put a little bit of faith in me and let me do the rest. We can do this together. You can say that shit on a sales call, by the way. Like, you can tell, I've done it a million times. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so good at it. Like, this is like, you can sell, like, you just sell them. You know, and like, this is the energy. It's like, you need to be so excited to change their life. Right? Whether you believe it or not, like, I mean, it helps if you believe it. But I want you all to believe it because you will. If you don't believe it, you may as well just leave the community now, right? Like, I don't care what you're selling. I know Dylan's doing door to door. Doesn't matter. Whether it's fucking solar, pool pumps, pool cover. This is going to make your life so much easier. Like, honestly, like these electricity bills are absolutely ridiculous. I know for a fact that this solar is going to be the best thing for you and your family. Probably. Right? Like, and this is why I think a lot of the old school guys are so good. Like Jordan Belford's so good. He just fucking believes. You know, he just believes so much. Sound fair enough, right? Like we've all heard it. Don't say that on your sales calls. Everyone knows that one. Maybe if you want to loosen a bit of tension at the end of the call, you give them this big spiel, you scream at them with conviction. Sound fair enough? And it loosen that tension up, right? Just use what you've got, boys. And what you all have is belief. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. Whether you guys like to admit it or not. Even like Artem, Danny, I know you're kind of quiet sometimes, right? You boys, even you guys believe that you can change your life and become millionaires. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So if you believe it, they need to believe it. They need to believe that you're going to be the ship that carries them because the rising tide lifts all ships. And you're the tide. So if you're going to make $1 million, so are your clients. Right? You got to fucking believe it. Because if you don't believe it, then it will never happen. Charlie's just joined into a fucking absolute sermon.
Yeah, no, what a great time to join. So motivated, man.
You go back and watch the recording, mate. You'll be the best hour of your entire life. Is there any more questions on that though?
Tony Robbins inspired to start.
Mate, this Hamosi Tony Robbins podcast has changed my life, boys. I
actually watched it. I watched it yesterday.
Oh yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Let's talk about that for a second.
I watched it too.
Go on, we'll go on.
Actually, like Tony and Hamosi, like you think like Hamosi, like he's a big time player. Fucking Tony just puts him straight in his place.
Bro, okay.
Hamosi was so nervous.
Bro, okay. Hamosi did $106 million in 48 hours. Wow. Tony Robbins is worth $7 billion. $7 billion.
Yeah. He said he was doing like 12 billion turnover as well.
Yeah. The mindset guy is worth more than our hero. Let's be honest, Hamosi's our hero. Like, come on. He's the GOAT. But this is the thing, like, Tony Robbins, he just fucking believes. Tony Robbins is the best salesman on planet Earth, probably. That's all he does. He gets up on stage and he does this. Right now, I'm selling you all on a dream, on a belief system. That's all he does. Dylan said NLPQ. Tony Robbins uses sales frameworks. He gets up on stage and he sells people on a different version of themselves. And he's worth $7 fucking billion. So the better you can get at selling and the more people you can sell to at once is how you become rich. I mean, in this world we live in info. Tony Robbins is in info, right? In the agency world, in info. Tech, whatever, nerd shit. Different.
I didn't realize he was worth so much though.
Neither did I. I'd never fucking listened to Tony Robbins until now.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. Like, he's worth so much money. Like, it's insane. He fed 100 million people in like, I don't know, less than a year or something.
Yeah, I think he said that he did like $1 billion.
Oh yeah, $1 billion.
7 years or something.
Yes, he fed right.
8 years.
Yes, 1 billion people he fed in 8 years. How do you think you do that? You have to sell everyone into the idea. This is all you do. You don't sell services. You sell ideas. You sell dreams. You sell outcomes, and you do your very fucking best to fulfill on those things. Right? That's it. So just sell for the love of God. I want to start watching core reviews. And now look, let's not, I just want to make sure no one goes like, oh, actually, you know what, fuck it. I'd rather you go too far and I'll pull you back. right? But like follow the process. Leo, for you, for example, stick to everything that we know. And if you're an hour and 15 minutes in, it doesn't really feel like you're going anywhere. You've done a couple reframes. There's a time and a place for this. It's not post price. It's not in discovery. It's an hour and 50. It's an hour 10. It's when things start to get a bit dry. Just fucking go nuts. Sell the dream. I give you another really good example. Oh, this is fuck. I wish I had this call recording. I got on a call once with this guy called John. Absolute buzzsaw of a human being. Fuck me. Gets on, he's smoking inside, he's corporate, makes pretty decent money. Very like sort of metrosexual, could be gay, not married, that type of guy. Very, very arrogant. Oh, no, you're going to ask me questions, I'm going to ask you questions. I was like, fuck, here we go. Had a decent enough call, pretty bought in, had no business buying a program. Like, he's making 300K a year as a C-suite. He wants to help other C-suites do something. He wants to build some sort of mentorship. We have the call. I get like 5 minutes into objection handling and we ain't going anywhere. So I book in a follow-up. I'm just, fuck it, what's the point? Book in a follow-up. And before I get off the call, follow-up is booked. Before I get off the call, he goes, Louis, why do you sell for Charlie? And this is right in peak of me like being a fanboy. He's like, why do you sell for Charlie? And I went nuts like this for 30 minutes. And you know what happened at the end? And it's funny because he said to me, he's like, I've never bought on the first call. You'll never, ever get me no matter what you say. And I went nuts for 30 minutes. And he said, you know what, Louis, I'm going to do something I've never done. And he bought $2,400 up front, $2,400 payment plan. And he paid on that call. I did no selling. Well, apparently I did. I sold the idea of Easy Grow. I didn't sell the course. I'd done that and it didn't work. I sold the idea and he bought. And then the next day I got an email saying this contract's fucking ridiculous and I spent 2 weeks trying to get him to sign the contract. But I did in the end, right? Fuck, I really wish I had that call. I don't think I do. But this goes to show you guys, like, you sell the idea. I talked about Charlie and how it was like meeting him and living with him in Dubai. And I talked about how he ideates the program and why the program was so interesting and the systems and like why I liked working here and how we are as friends. And I didn't talk about 10K a month or cold email. I just talked about like the idea, why I believed Easy Grow was changing the world, like all this sort of stuff, right? I was right in the middle of like being obsessed, right? Like I was in it then. And yeah, I couldn't fucking believe it. I didn't talk about him once, right? I sold the idea. And then he bought, yeah. And he paid all of his payment plans as well, right? So yeah, guys, you have my, not just permission, but my absolute encouragement. And this is kind of a dual focus meeting. Obviously I want to talk about the mindset, but I want to sort of show you when you believe in something, like truly believe, you can talk about it for 52 minutes. Like this is what I'm talking about. This is sort of like, I'm selling you right now. I'm trying to show you what you can do, right? So obviously you wouldn't want to scream at them for 52 minutes, but like this is the energy you want to bring. It's like, we're going to change our lives, the world, everything in between. You got kids? What are their names? John, let me help. Lucy, let me help you help them. I want to do this. Yeah, and then reframe one. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, sprinkle this shit in, boys. Have some fucking energy. Exceptionally good point. Because also, so yes, you are totally correct. You might close 5 in 30 people, but go 25 and 0 to start the month and close the next 5. It's randomly distributed across whoever shows the fuck up on the call. However, another point on this as well is exactly law of averages, is how long you extend the timeline. So my average Easy Grow conversion rate in 2023 was probably 8%. I think 8%, right? 2024, I think it was like just under 30. 2025, it was like 32, right? But then when I was doing my one-on-one sales, it was like fucking 80%. So if you just expand the convert, like you guys might be closing at 5% right now. In 10 years, if you count from where you started in 10 years, you'd probably close at 80%. You just expand the fucking time horizon and always remember the next one is going to be the one that wins. It's always the next one. Even if you win on a call, the next one's the better one. It's always the next one because you have to look ahead. You cannot look behind in this game. It'll eat you the fuck alive. Like, trust me. I have been sad in months. Like, so miserable because I had nothing else. No friends, didn't speak the language, no girlfriend. All of my entire world was just this calendar and I'd be at the bottom of the leaderboard. Charlie Morgan, my fucking hero, pretty much at the time. Especially those first few months when I just bought the program. Louis, what the fuck's going on? You need to close more deals, mate. Come on. Like, if I kept looking back at that, I'd kill myself by now. It sucked. It fucking sucked. Right? Like, it was brutal. You know, you just can't, you can't let those calls affect the calls now. It's so easy. It's like a mistress that calls at you. It's like, you did a bad job. Your prospects are bad. Your leads are bad. Until they're not. Until you're better. And until you close a deal.